Shalom Uvracha. In Yeshayahu Perek Nun Vav, chapter 56, we find two characters that both have a claim of belonging to the Jewish people and a question: how are we truly identified, truly belonging with the Jewish people? One of them is the convert, and the convert says, what about my past? I'm separate by definition from the Jewish people because of my past. The second one has a problem with his future. The saris, the barren person who doesn't have children, he says, where's my future? I'm disconnected from the Jewish people because I don't have a future. And Hashem answers them both. He says both of them have a connection, and I'll focus on the answer that's given to the barren person. Says Hashem that even someone that doesn't have children, if he works within the covenant, if he chooses that which Hashem desires, he keeps Shabbos and he clings to the covenant, to the connection between the Jewish people and Hashem, then v'nasati lohem bevesi v'chomusai yad vashem, I'll give him a hand and a name within my house and within my walls. Tov mibana mibana is better than boys and than girls. Shem elam, he'll give them an eternal name, asher lo yikares, that will never be cut off. Now, if we were asked this question, we would probably give a different answer. We would say, what's the problem? We would be dismissive. You can do mitzvahs, you can keep the Torah, and you'll get olam haba. You'll receive your ultimate reward. What are you worried about? We would say. But Yeshayahu gives a far more profound answer. He says, olam haba is contingent on olam hazeh. And even here in this world, you touch eternity. Your deeds, your actions, your living within the covenant, that itself has an impact which is everlasting. Where is that impact? It's within my walls, in Yerushalayim. It's in the Mikdash, in the temple, which is where we have the focus, where we have the essence of the Jewish people, in Yerushalayim, in the Mikdash. There you have an eternal impact. How exactly is that impact made? We do not know. Hashem has his ways. The entire first part of the book Nefesh HaChaim is devoted to explaining how our deeds have everlasting impacts. We don't know, but we do know that it takes place within Jerusalem, within the temple. And that's why this week, in the run-in towards Purim and then to Pesach, we start with Shekalim, with a donation of each and every one to the Mikdash. Because when we speak about our eternity, the Purim story, the eternity of the Jewish people, when we speak about our final destiny, Pesach, our redemption from Mitzrayim, our destiny, then those two elements are contingent, are dependent on our belonging to the Mikdash, on our having an impact, on our having a connection to Beisi v'chomoisai, my house and my walls. And it's true that we don't know how this exactly happens for each and every one of us, but at the very least, we can have our own intention. We can have our own belonging in our way to make an impact, to try in every way that we can to influence for the good the Jewish people as a whole, and specifically Jerusalem, the Mikdash, the Jewish people living in the Holy Land. We have a lot of obstacles that we still need to surmount, that we need to overcome. Currently, there's a tremendous state of animosity, of friction within the Jewish people living in Israel, and that's an obstacle. We have to know how to overcome it, to bring back peace to the Holy Land, first of all within the Jews, and of course outside of them too. And then there are many other issues that we need to overcome, that we need to navigate in order to get to where we need to get to. Each one of us can think about how we can contribute, how we can play a role in that eternal story. And through that role, through that contribution, through that impact, we receive a yad vashem, an eternal hand, the actions, and an eternal name, the identity, the name that lives after us forever. We should be zeicha, we should merit to see how these events play out, how this eternity is realized, how the destiny is finally reached, and we should all have a beautiful Shabbos.